Good morning everyone, welcome to Ferrazza Industrial Optimization. My name is Roberto and today we are taking a look at PLCs, how they work, how you can program a PLC and what are PLC's applications in industrial processes. Thank you. So, first of all, PLC stands for Programmable Logic Controller and describes a device that it's used to control industrial processes and industrial production processes. To work and to control such processes, a PLC runs a software that allows him to process certain data or certain inputs that he's going to collect from sensors installed on the industrial line he has to work with. The very first PLC was created by Dick Morley in 1968, and since then, so more than 15 years later, they evolved. They came from being as big as a small cabinet to be as big as a Canon camera, for example. And due to their sturdiness and resistance to the elements, they can be used in basically any industrial application, from metalworking to food and beverage to building plants. PLCs can be used basically anywhere. They can resist electromagnetic impulses, they can resist dust, vibrations, high temperature, high humidity, you name it, they will resist it. And they're so resistant that they're used also in our houses to coordinate and control alarm systems or heating systems or the system you use to water your garden. It can be controlled by a PLC and coordinated by a PLC. A PLC is made by a CPU and an input and output digital board, and if you need it, an input and output analog board. These are the basis for a PLC. But depending on where you're going to install it, you can have different items and equipment with different boards and accessories. For example, if I have to install a PLC in an Industry 4.0 system, I'm going to need a communication board so that the PLC can transmit data online and work with the SCADA, with the management software, etc. If I'm working with a robot system, well, I need a board to control the movement and the position of the axis of the robot so that the PLC can transmit the commands to the robot and the robot can move accordingly. Long story short, depending on what you need the PLC to do, with the right equipment and with the right modifications, it can be used anywhere. How does it work? Well, a PLC, as soon as the plant is started, starts its activity by scanning all the analog and digital inputs and memorize the status in what is called an input record. The CPU then analyzes all the commands, all the controls that are transmitted into the PLC and memorizes them in the output record. Such content is then transcribed to the physical exits of the PLC, meaning they are activated. This process is called a real-time processing, and it takes between 10 to 100 milliseconds for the PLC to run just one real-time processing. So you can imagine how fast a PLC is working and processing data in 8 hours of work. How do you program a PLC? Well, as we said before, a PLC is a programmable logic controller. So you're going to program it on a computer using a software. Which programming language? Nowadays there are 5 standard programming languages, 3 graphics and 2 textuals. The graphic ones are ladder diagram, sequential function chart, and function block diagram. I'm reading them because I know basically nothing about informatics or programming. I'm a linguist, so I just wrote them down for me to be sure I got everything right. And then the two text tools are structured text and instruction list. These are the 5 standard programs. They are also basically very simple to use, even for people that had nothing to do with programming. In fact, they were created so that even electricians could program a PLC should they have to install one in an electrical board. So, PLCs and other systems. Where can I use a PLC at 100% of its capabilities? Well, using a PLC at 100% of its capabilities, full potential, you could use a customizable PLC. A PLC that you can program right in every small detail and install it in an industrial plant made for mass production and with a lot of processes to control and manage. That would be perfect for a PLC. If you have a system that has easier and, let's say, less complicated automation, you can still use a PLC, but you could look for a pre-made PLC, which is a model of PLC similar to what we would call standard production, right? It's perfect for for simple tasks, open or close door, or to move objects from point A to point B, and they're also cheaper, so you have to also keep that in mind. If you need a lot of PLCs and still cheaper than having a whole new Industry 4.0 automation, PLCs can be an option. But keep in mind that in an Industry 4.0 system, you would still need PLCs to communicate with the machines, from the SCADA to the machines, and they also have to be put online with communication boards so that they can transmit all the inputs and outputs to the SCADA that can then transmit them to the management software, but that we already talked about in another video. I'll leave the link in the description below. What are the PLC limits? Well, a PLC meets its limits when there are processes that need so much processing power that even the best performing PLC could not achieve it. Right. For example, chemical plants, they have algorithms so complex, so complicated that even the best PLC could not process them. Or, for example, flight controls on a plane. A PLC would not have the time to process everything in time, right, to basically fly the plane. So, what do? Well, people prefer to install a single board computer, which is basically an industrial personal computer, and inside of that computer they install a soft PLC, which is basically a software with the same functions and capabilities of PLC, but with the processing power of a whole computer. If you want to know more about PLCs, or if I was so clumsy in talking that you didn't understand anything, you can visit our website. There you will find all the information you need about PLCs and PLC programming, their applications, and why they're so convenient for industry and for industrial processes. And of course, visit only our website, visit only our Instagram page, our LinkedIn page, and contact us if you want to know more. Thank you very much.